Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to prepare authentic beef shawarma, and if you'd like to see how I made this, please keep on watching. First, we're going to be going through all our ingredients, and I have my beef. You can use any type of beef that you have, just cut it into thin slices. Then I have onion powder, ginger powder, garlic powder, salt, seasoning, and a little bit of herb spice. I'm going to leave all the ingredients in the description box below. We're going to be using some chicken franks, and then finally the shawarma bread. This is called Lebanese bread or Pita bread. That is what we use for shawarma, and you can get it in any store around you. Next, I'm going to be using cabbage, and that's all our ingredients. For the beef, you can use any part of beef that you find available. This is the one I'm going to be using, and then I'm going to go ahead to cut this beef into very thin slices. You need your beef to be thin so that it's going to properly cook and it's not going to take a long time before it cooks. This is how thin I like to cut my beef strips. You can either put a cling film and heat your beef, and then it's going to be, thinner, and then you cut. But the way I cut mine, I don't cut it straight. I cut my beef slanting, and as you can see, when you cut it slant, it's going to be thin, but when you cut it straight, it's going to be thick. So now we're done cutting our beef. I'm just transferring it into a bowl, and next I'm going to go ahead to add in the spices. Ensure that every part of your beef is properly coated with the spices, not leaving any beef strip out, because every bite matters. So I'm going to leave this to marinate for about 15 to 20 minutes. Now I'm going to prepare our cream filling. For this filling, I'm going to be using 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise, 2 tablespoons of ketchup. I'm going to be using 1 tablespoon lemon or lime juice. Lastly, I'm going to be adding in 1 tablespoon of chili powder. You can either increase or reduce this depending on how hot you want your shawarma to be. Next, we're just going to go ahead to mix it up all together. Your consistency should not be too thick. It should be quite liquidy, as you see. Next, I'm going to go ahead to cut my cabbage into very thin slices. Now we're done preparing our ingredients. It's time to make the beef. So for the beef, I have my pan already on heat, and I'm adding a little bit of oil. You don't want to go overboard with your oil. Now I'm just adding in the beef, and I'm separating them so that they do not stick together and so they can properly cook. Once I've added all the beef to my pan, if your beef is so much, I would advise that you do not overcrowd your pan so that your beef can cook properly. I'm just mixing them together till when they turn from that red color to this brownish color, and then you know that your beef is ready. I coated my frying pan with a little bit of oil for the sausages. This does not take long to cook. In about 1 to 3 minutes, the sausages are ready to be used. Now I'm just cutting my beef into small chunks. To get that authentic Nigerian shawarma vibe, you have to cut your beef into small sizes. If your beef is long and then when you take a bite and you still have some beef dangling, no, that's not what we want. When you take a bite, the beef should be all in your mouth. So that's why I'll advise that you cut your beef into small chunks. Now that all our ingredients are done, it's time to assemble them into the shawarma bread. The bread usually has 2 sides. The outer part is quite thicker than the inside. You're going to have to open this up gently. Do not rush it because they get torn easily. You're going to gently open it up. After you've opened them into 2, you're going to take the thicker part and put it under. Then you're going to take the softer part and put it on top, because the thicker part has to be outside for it to hold firm. The softer one is just going to take most of the fillings. So now I'm just putting in the shawarma filling. You can choose to either add more or less. It depends on your preference. Next, I'm going to add in the beef. Then I'll add the cabbage. Please be careful not to add too much filling so that your wrap does not start to tear up. You know, the wrap is quite soft. Just add it in moderation. Then I'll go in with the sausages, and then I'm going to top it up with some extra filling. Next, I'm just going to gently start to wrap it up. You see how I'm wrapping the one inside first, and then you take the thicker part outside, and then you gently roll it together. When you're a pro, you don't have to be gentle anymore, but at this stage, you just have to take it gently. Then I'm going to tuck in the sides of the bread and just tuck them in. I'm going to wrap another one, and as you see, it's already turned, but that's fine, it happens a lot. The thicker part of the bread is just going to hold everything firm together. Place the turned part on the hard bread properly so that the fillings do not start to drop out. And then we're just going to repeat the process: the cream, the beef, the cabbage, the sausage. You know how it is. When you're wrapping, ensure that you wrap firmly but not too tight so that it does not tear. Next, I'm just going to place them on a heated pan. But when you're placing them, please ensure that the part that is facing the bottom is this part that's where the bread ends, so that when you place it, it's going to hold firmly and it doesn't open. Now I'm just using the cover of my cast iron pot to press it down. You can use anything. If you don't have this, you can just use your spatula just to hold it down, and then you go ahead to flip it to the other side. And your beef shawarma is ready. It's so easy to make and so yummy. Thank you guys so much for watching this video till this part. Please, if you try this, remember to leave a comment in the comment section, share this video to your friends, leave a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe. Guys, please subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Stay safe, guys.